Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your head up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up. Weekdays catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good evening. Good morning and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys all doing well out there. Hope the show finds you in great spirits because another day above the dirt is always a blessing. Let's not forget that. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Okay, guys, I ain't going to hold you guys too long this evening because your boy is tired. I know a lot of other people are tired as well. We need some R&R, much needed R&R, but I did want to give you guys this update for sure. So get on in here, okay? Get on in here. We got a lot to talk about, or not a lot, but some things to get into, okay, guys? So do me a favor before we get into everything, hit that like button down below, crush it, do it, to do, hit that reaction button, please, and thank you. Crush it. If you are watching on these other platforms like Facebook, X/, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, Twitch, Kick, I'm on all of them. So make sure you hit that follow button. Subscribe here on my YouTube channel. I can't tell you guys enough. We got some things coming around the bend. I cannot wait to share with you guys. It feels good. I'm telling you right now, it feels mother-loving good. And I can't wait to share with y'all. Okay? Let me just say that. All right? So make sure you are subscribed here. Hit that notification bell. Hopefully, we got some things coming very soon. And if you guys saw the practice today, we'll talk about that briefly before we jump into everything. So subscribe, hit that notification bell, set it to all so you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload, etc., etc., etc. Hit that join button down below, become a member, check out my Patreon. And of course, check out PascalMerch.com. Okay? We got a lot of really great stuff over there. PascalMerch.com. Go check it out, baby. PascalMerch.com. Okay, guys. Whew. Okay, so here's the thing. Before we jump into this conversation, hopefully you guys got a chance to check out that band practice I had. It was very impromptu. Not the band practice. It was already planned. But I told you guys at some point I was going to do some sort of live stream. And you guys were just going to be a fly on the wall seeing a practice. And so if you guys happen to check that out, that really means the world to me that you took the time to check it out. I know that the sound was terrible. Okay. It was a camera put in the corner of a room and I just pressed live. You know what I'm saying? So it just is. It is what it is. It just caught the ambient noise, all that stuff. You know, it's not like we were tapped into a mixing board or whatever. But I do appreciate you guys checking it out and enjoying it, right? And I'm also just getting over this cold, so my voice is all jacked up right now. But nonetheless, it was a practice and it was a rehearsal, nonetheless, that needed to happen, and it just felt good. It felt so damn good to just hear everybody together. You know what I'm saying? It just felt good to have all the moving parts together finally in one room and just making noise, you know, and making the noise sound good. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. Okay. So like I said, because we have so much gloom and doom out here, this is just something I've been wanting to do for the longest time. I told you guys for the last, I don't even know how many years, I said I was going to do something with this, do something with music, bring music to the show in some sort of way, in some sort of fashion. And it's finally starting to move in that direction. Finally, after years of trying to make, after years of false starts. Okay. A lot of false starts. And finally found a group of guys that, they sound great together. They're fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to what we can bring to the table very soon. So thank you so much for watching that. And here's the other thing. I know some people are like, hey, I want to support the the membership, but it won't let me do like be a family member and also a Pascal Musical Fam member as well. Well, I am taking that down, and I'm just going to say go to my Patreon if you want to support. If you want to support, excuse me, if you want to support the band part, okay? Because I think that's just cleaner. It makes it easier. You go to Patreon. It's also called, that membership is also called the Pascal Musical Fam, okay? If you go over there, please go over there and support, okay? Those guys aren't cheap, and damn right they're not cheap, okay? I want to be able to make sure that they are taken care of. They put in a lot of time and talent and effort and care and passion to be a part of this project. And like I said, I am very honored to just have them in the same room with me. You know what I'm saying? Or that I'm in the same room with them. How's that? Okay. So you can go to somebody just said links. You just go right here. It's in the bottom ticker right here. Patreon.com/The Pascal Show. You go over there. You can find the literal Pascal Musical Fam membership. Sign up if you can. That would be greatly appreciated. Okay. Sorry, hate to be that guy, but you know this new endeavor is not cheap. Long story short, okay. But I want to bring more to the table with you for you guys. And, you know, like I said, we deal with so much doom and gloom, so much crime, so much mass tragedies, et cetera, missing persons, unsolved murder cases, solved murder cases, all that stuff. I just want to bring something else that you guys can all enjoy. Okay. All of us, you know, we're talking about the political stuff. We're talking about the true crime stuff. We're talking about all the mucky muck in between. Okay. Yes, we get to cut up and have a good time as well. But at the same time, this is just something different. Okay. But if you can afford it, no pressure. If you can't, I understand. But if you can, that'll be greatly appreciated. Go to patreon.com/The Pascal Show. It's called Pascal Musical Fam. That is the membership. Go over there, support. There will be a video that a song video that will be uploaded specifically to Patreon patrons. Okay. That will be able to check those out starting tonight. So something that I didn't show you guys during the live. Like I said, we had plenty of other songs that we were doing after we cut that live. All right. There's a lot coming, and I'm really looking forward to sharing all of it with you guys. Okay. So more coming, more music, more fun, more variety. Papa John's. Don't quote me on that. Sorry. But more variety and more fun. And you'll still get your news. Don't worry. But you'll get a little bit more entertainment as well. Okay? So, let us jump into this. Okay? Shall we? Let us jump into this. All right? We have found out, like while I was busy, you know, getting to this band practice and doing that, we find out that they found a black glove on the road. Now, I did a short just a little bit before we went live. All right. This is the reason why I say make sure you have those notification bells set to all. So whenever I go live, whenever I upload. Okay. Now, one thing is interesting. And I heard through the grapevine, okay, that they found a second glove. Now, let me just say this really quick. If they found a glove or two gloves in the vicinity of where Nancy's residence, and it is connected to this mother lover, this is the dumbest criminal in the history of criminals. You understand? The dumbest criminal in the history of criminals. Do you understand that, right? Who in their right mind, please just understand this, hear me out. You take this woman, okay? You take this poor, defenseless old woman. You carry her into a car with the help of somebody else, for sure. And you kick rocks, right? Out into the night. And as you are sitting there, maybe you're rejoicing because you're like, yeah, we got her, blah, 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 right? You just take off the gloves and just throw them out the window, yards away from her own damn home. Now, please be that dumb. Let me just be real. Please be that simple. Be a simpleton. Please. I beg of you. Be that dumb. Please. That would make me smile. Because maybe law enforcement will be able to zero in, get the DNA, do whatever they need to do. Okay? Touch DNA. I know that brings back to this, triggers a lot of people. But maybe they'll be able to find some stuff on those gloves. Okay? And trace it back to this mother lover. So please be dumb. Please be dumb. But imagine being that dumb, though. Like, take a moment. Fargo stupid? Yeah, it's like Fargo stupid. We got her, dude. We got her, dude. And you're throwing it out the window. That is the goofiest, stupidest thing I have ever heard. Am I the only one that thinks that's absolutely asinine? Like, I'm offended. You know what I'm saying? I'm offended by the stupidity. Like I said, please be this dumb so we can take you down and we can find Nancy. But at the same time, though, this is a level of dumb that I'm like, wow, how does that happen, bruh? How, homie? You know what I'm saying? In fact, that's probably, if I was a cop and I found this dude through his glove, I'd probably sit down with him and be like, homie, how? You know what I'm saying? And he's probably like, yeah, I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be that dumb that even the cops will be like, no, first off, thank you for being that dumb, but why? How, Sway? How, Sway? But we don't know if this is really connected to anybody yet or not. Of course, there has been a lot of rumor about a second glove being found. Like, he went, ha, and threw one out. And then a few 100 feet later, he went, ha, and threw the other one out. You got to be a special kind of dumb. Short bus dumb. Okay? You ride in the back. Dumb. Okay? Sorry. But how, Sway? How, Sway? You know what I mean? Please be this dumb. Please be this dumb. But there may not be any connection to this at all, these black gloves. Okay? Real talk. Let's get into this, though. Like, you dumb. Like, dumb. Moving on. Another possible development in the Nancy Guthrie abduction case today. Investigators have found a black glove in the area where she was last seen that could bring them one step closer to nabbing the masked suspect who allegedly took her. Now, first off, let me just say this too. We do live in a world of a lot of buttholes. Don't get me wrong. We live in a beautiful world. You know what I mean? We do. But we have a lot of buttholes that live in this world too. And there might be some jerk off that might be like, oh, yeah, he was wearing a black glove. Let's just throw one out there and just plant it there to throw the police off. You never know. Sorry, but it's possible. Remember, there's guys out there going, hey, you send me a Bitcoin and I'll tell you where the kidnapper is. That's how stupid people are right now. Let that sink in for a second. Yeah, we live in a world of buttholes. It's smelly. Unkempt buttholes. Smelly as, you know what I'm saying? So you never know. Somebody may have dropped that for ish and giggles. We will see what happens here. But let's continue. An FBI agent plucked the glove from the side of the road about a mile and a half from Nancy's Tucson area house. Like I said, if this is that guy, he couldn't have waited to go home and put it in a wastebasket inside his own mother-loving home, man. Like, it's dumb. The Post was first to report the discovery. So it's like, oh, look at that. There it is. Eureka. Look what I found. Black glove. Lest I forget, this man was wearing, allegedly, a black glove. Where is it? Do I have it here? Yes, I do. He was wearing a black glove. That's what he was. That's what he was wearing. Right there. See right there? So again, could it be that this guy's this dumb? Please be this dumb. Please. Yesterday, the FBI released images and video of the alleged kidnapper, yes, wearing a ski mask and black backpack and gloves, which appeared to be black. The person also had what it looked like a holstered gun, on the front of their waist. Yeah, he had his pistol right on top of his pistol, if you get what I'm saying. This is not a seasoned criminal, at least in the world of abduction, right? Indeed. In the art of abduction, one must assume the role, right? Do you think a person that's done a bunch of abductions, maybe some muertes, you really think, pew, 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 you know what I mean? Do you really think homeboy is putting a pew, pew on top of his pew, pew? Just asking for a friend. Maybe they do that. I don't know. I ain't never seen. Is that a new street thing? Is that a fashion statement? I don't know. But apparently, that's what he was doing. Okay, call Timu. Yeah, Trey, I'm gonna call Timu real quick. Can I get a refund? Okay, can I get a refund for what I? Yeah, can I get a refund for this hitman? Because he trash. He trash. Yeah.
And potentially
Let's take a look at this.
Found Pima County receiving some 4,000 calls just in the last 24 hours. That totals up to about 18,000 of calls they've received, potentially trying to assist some of the public in this. And FBI on the ground there is potentially looking into new leads around this as they're canvassing the area. And potentially they could also have found some new information. Fox News on social media talking about a black glove being found along the road near Nancy Guthrie's home. Officers were seen removing the glove from a brush before placing it into a bag. And notably, the FBI surveillance showed an individual wearing gloves, a ski mask, a long shirt, and also a backpack. So obviously that could be potentially another breakthrough for all of this. And this comes after someone individual was detained last night. And then earlier on today, TMZ received another email from somebody demanding money, this time claiming it has information about Nancy Guthrie's kidnapper and attempt to contact the victim's children. So very interesting. Let's take you out to this, Harvey.
Like I said, we're living in a world full of idiots. That's all it is. Like, I get it that we're living in some tough times, okay? Things ain't cheap anymore, or things don't cost the way that they used to, all right? People are losing their homes. People, all that stuff, right? But at the same time, my Lord, people are real fast to be dumb just so they can, I don't know why. Like, this is somebody going, please arrest me. Please put me in jail. Please put me in prison. This is somebody begging for it. Maybe he just wants 3 square meals and a pillow to lay his head on. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. But the level of stupidity is absolutely appalling.
11 was on Fox News earlier on today with that. Speaking to that, let's play this out for you.
Original letter. You did not receive a second letter where another affiliate did. So by my count, that's 2 letters. And you now report that TMZ has just been sent a 3rd letter. Please explain and describe what you got about 90 minutes ago.
So an hour and a half ago, we got kind of a bizarre letter, an email from somebody who says they know who the kidnapper is and that they have tried reaching Savannah's sister, Annie, and Savannah's brother to no avail. And they said they want 1 Bitcoin sent to a Bitcoin address that we have confirmed is active. It's a real Bitcoin address. As they put it, time is more than relevant. So we have no idea whether this is real or not, but they are making a demand. It's interesting that, Bitcoins fluctuate in value, but it's around $56,000 now, 1 Bitcoin, which is about the amount that the authorities are offering for information leading to the return of Nancy. So I don't know if that aligns, but whoever sent this, and they actually give a name and an email address, but whoever sent this is asking for around that amount via Bitcoin for information that they say leads directly to
Okay.
the person.
Let's take it as
That is a big development. An email at this time coming in, not necessarily a note to TMZ about saying someone has information leading to a potential kidnapper as we're getting more live pictures on the ground. The FBI.
So that means this mother love about to get arrested here very soon because they left an email address. You don't think that they can trace that back? You don't think that's what they did with Kayea? The other guy that was sending out emails and text messages to Annie and Tommaso, calling them as well. People are dumb, man. People are dumb. I don't know why everybody's tripping over the Harvey Levin, but you're going to be seeing a little bit of Harvey Levin. Okay. Sorry guys, but deal with it. Let's get into this.
They were searching along the roadways. Interestingly, the FBI teams were also back at Nancy Guthrie's house today and searching behind the area where we're set up, where the media set up, asking us to move off of the side of the road so that they could search, and then also searching in Nancy's yard, in the side yard behind the house. You can see we had our drone up right here, Jesse. So they were back again. I haven't seen them back here at the house in a couple of days. Also, at the same time at Annie Guthrie's house, and remember, Annie is Savannah's sister, Nancy's other daughter. There were 2 men that showed up at Annie's house this afternoon, Jesse. One of them was wearing latex gloves. We believe they were law enforcement, although we asked several times, what agency are you from? This is video of them right here. They got out of a gray SUV that looked like a law enforcement SUV, although they were in plain clothes. They went into Annie's house for 3 to 4 minutes, and then they came out, you see there, holding 2 paper bags, put the bags into the SUV. And what's interesting is the one who was wearing the latex gloves, then there he is, went over to the mailbox and took the mail out of the mailbox and then carefully put it into the SUV. Again, we tried asking them, what agency are you from? Are you from the sheriff's office? Are you part of the FBI? And they wouldn't respond, and then left Annie's house. So that was another interesting development. But I think the glove right now is what people are sort of holding on to, hoping that perhaps this could be a critical piece of evidence.
I'm wondering what it is, why they went and they had to put on gloves to get the mail. You see what I'm saying? Like, What's up with that? Unless there was something that was sent to Annie's home that's from somebody, right? That may be connected to the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. Maybe that's what it is. But it's very strange. It's very, very strange.
I'm going to bring in Kurt Dabb. And Kurt is a retired homicide detective from here in Pima County. I've gotten to know Kurt over the last week or so.
Yep.
You were there for what, over 3 decades, right?
No, a little over 20 years.
A little over 20
Thanks.
years. Okay, yeah, you look younger than that, Kurt. But he's been an incredible resource because he's got great connections in the department and he knows the area so well. The first thing I want to ask you about is these gloves. And sources that I've talked to say that they believe these are the kinds of gloves that they were. They're nitrile gloves. They're similar to like what people would wear, I'm told, that are working on homes with chemicals. Someone was telling me a lot of cooks wear these gloves, hairdressers wear these gloves. They're very, very common. Do you think that this glove that was located today could have just been a worker that threw the glove to the side of the road, or do you think this could actually be significant?
Well, there's many theories of what it could be. Suffice to say, we have to take it, or law enforcement has to take it seriously. I own the same color gloves at home. What struck me was the amount of days that have gone by since the glove was discovered. I know I've been watching the news. I've been seeing them do article searches, which is walking up and down the side of the roads. I saw they were knocking on doors and going in, excuse me, in people's backyards and checking in the washes. So I think it's highly possible that it is, one of the gloves that the suspect, but we won't know that until the FBI or the Sheriff's Department, gets DNA testing done on it.
What about the FBI teams coming back out here to the house today? Because they were right behind us. They were in the front driveway, and they were all in the side yard. They weren't doing a grid search where they were all lined up, but there was about 5 of them, looking intently. What do you make of that?
Well, as you know, Brian, as the investigation is going on, there's still going to be a ton of interviews. There's a bunch of tips coming in. So each interview, could give a little piece of information. And as soon as that piece of information, if the detectives or the sergeants or whoever's monitoring, the calls coming in or the tips coming in or the interviews, they'll immediately send somebody out. So it's not that out of the ordinary to have them, 1 or 2 people come back to a house to grab something.
I raced out last night,
Hold on. I do want to ask you guys this. Do you think that these gloves, because apparently they found a second glove as well. Do you think that these gloves were planted? Do you think somebody went over there and just randomly in the middle of the night drove by and just dropped them off? Because it is weird that they found them 1.5 miles away from her home 11 days later. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that they don't have it's not like I don't know. I don't know what the weather's like over there. I don't know if it rains, all the time, like a bunch or not, or if it gets windy in that area or anything of that sort. But if you really think about it, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to do a poll. I'll do a poll. Do you think it was planted just there to throw people off because we live in a world full of buttholes? Or do you think, you know what I'm saying? What y'all think? I'll get a poll up here in a second.
An hour away, very close to the Mexico border, where they located this person who they were calling a subject. And they were questioning him. And they had a search warrant, federal search warrant, whole area closed down, seemed really legit. And then later that night, we find out that they've released him. And no one has said another word about this guy. It seems like he probably wasn't connected. That is my sense. Are you hearing anything on that front?
I haven't heard anything different than what happened or what you just described. That doesn't mean that individual, unless, they come out and say, yeah, he is bona fide, nothing to do with it. You're still going to look, keep tabs, if you will, on that individual and, any of the other individuals that they have. But just because he was released doesn't mean he's not part of it unless, the Sheriff's Department or the FBI, which they may have, I don't know, said, no, this individual was cleared.
Yeah. Well,
okay. First off, they did speak out, and it almost feels like they were backtracking. So because they didn't want to look like Boo Boo the Fool with this situation, but they basically said, oh yeah, he was, they were looking at him for this reason and for something else as well. I don't know. I don't know if, maybe Carlos runs some crazy drug ring or something like that. I don't know. but it seems very, very strange that they would sit there and go, oh yeah, we were looking at him for other things, for other reasons too, not only just because of his possible connection with Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. We were looking at him for other things. No, I think you guys just messed up, and that was seen and made abundantly clear in front of everybody. That's what I think. In front of the whole doggone world last night, right? That was a long show. That was a long night, So interesting. I put up a poll. Let me know. Do you think that the gloves were planted? Yes or no? It's a very simple question, okay? Meredith, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm thinking the gloves are irrelevant, and I'm just saying really I just really want press the push for proof of life in case these people are watching. Meredith, you are not wrong with that. That's actually a really good point. We do have the power of press. And right now, that's one thing that should be done more than ever. In fact, I feel like the Guthries need to get on a excuse me, they need to get on a camera again, or in front of a camera again, and start saying, show us proof of life. We demand proof of life. Whoever's out there, blah, 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 we will pay whatever price is needed, but we need proof of life. You know what I mean? Just me, 54. Thank you so much for being a member. For 14 months, I appreciate it. Why didn't they find this stuff before the video? Wasn't the area searched? Sus to me. Yeah. Let me just say this really quick. First off, there is a poll pinned to the top of the chat, girl. Okay, girl. Okay, go check out that poll, girl. Okay. Here's the other thing. Why are we looking at this stuff now? 11 days into this mother-loving case, and you mean to tell me, Eureka, we have found the gloves 1.5 miles away from the house, which already should have been retrieved or seen 11 days ago when they were doing their thorough search throughout the entire area of Nancy's residence, right? Yeah, I'm exhausted too, Rennie. I'm exhausted. It's like the stupidity and the laziness and the level of incompetence is deafening. Huh? Can't hear you because there's so much stupidity going on. What? Say it again? What? Yeah, it's that bad. Okay? Sorry. I don't know about you guys, but I's tired. I's tired, Harpo. I's tired. Let's continue.
Appreciate your time, Kurt. As always, thank you so much, sir.
Jump scare? Okay, I thought the jump scare was coming. Cuomo jump scare.
I was on your show, like you said last night, Jesse, when that all went down out there. And to think that a few hours after we got off the air, the guy was walking out and he was back home. And suddenly no one has said a word since.
Thank you.
There it is. I was waiting for the damn Cuomo jump scare. And there it is again. It always gets us. Oh, yeah, brother. So here's the thing. What say you guys? Is this glove real? Yeah, come on. Come on, April. Come on. Color purple. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. So question. Is this going to be a huge deal in this case? These gloves. That if they were sitting out there for 11 days, will they really be that big of a deal? Now, listen, I will eat crow if this is the thing that gets us catching this mother lover. Okay? If law enforcement does a swab, touch DNA, whatever the hell it is, they use a 23andMe, DNA, genealogy, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. And they catch the guy, I'll be like, okay, y'all did that. Mm-hmm. I was wrong. I'll be first to be like, damn, okay. Anybody got some hot sauce so I can eat this crow? Tabasco, Cholula, whatever it's called. You know what I'm saying? Even sriracha. Love me some sriracha. Just send it over here and a very sharp knife, and I will eat this crow. No problem. I will do it. Okay? But for right now, 11 days into this mug, and this glove is now being found. This shows that the local PD didn't do a damn freaking thing when they first secured the area. It's as if they didn't even go out and look in the area just to see if maybe she was somewhere in the shrubbery. That's messed up, y'all. It's messed up. They didn't even walk a mile and a half down the street. Word. Like I said, it's just frustrating, y'all. Yeah, Jay Blade. It just shows it's BS. It's bullshnish. Yeah, Cian. This whole thing isn't, barbecue sauce is fine too, or buffalo sauce. It don't matter. I will eat that crow. I'll be like, all right. You know? Shoot, this is rotisserie. How did you make this crow? Damn, it's good. Okay? Just give me copious amounts of hot sauce and I'll be good. I'll be chilling. And I'll be like, I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Eating the crow. No problem. But right now, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it, guys. I'm just not. Baby Gator, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. They missed a camera on the house. So missing a glove in the brush isn't shocking. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. You are definitely not wrong. I agree with that 110%. So it could possibly not have been placed there, planted. That maybe somebody was that dumb to sit there and go, ha, and throw it out. We got her, man. And just threw it out the window. Like I said, why did you not wait till you took your funky ass home and threw those gloves in your own personal wastebasket? Nope. Threw it out en route. On getaway. That's just a level of dumb. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let's take a look at this. Oh, God, I'm sorry. Some people are like, Harvey, but Harvey has a lot to say. He's the one who's been receiving all this information. And he talks again on Fox.
Right here now with more TMZ founder Harvey Levin is with us. Harvey. All right, so we have the glove. We have a third letter. Of course, TMZ, you are right in the middle of that. Let's start with the letter you received today and the differences between this and the first letter you received.
Well, the first letter was a ransom letter, and it had a Bitcoin address. And as we told you yesterday, Sean, there was activity in that account. This letter that we got this morning is not a ransom letter. It is a letter saying that this person who wrote it knows the identity of the kidnapper. And for the price of 1 Bitcoin, that person will disclose the information. The person gives a Bitcoin address. We have checked it all day. So far, there is no Bitcoin that has been deposited, as you said, worth about $67,000. If this is a hoax, it's a crime. It is criminal fraud. But we turn this over to the FBI and the Sheriff's Department.
Oh, and thank you for doing that. And I know you've been helping authorities as much as you possibly can. I know it's played a big role in all this. The odd thing about that, when I read, 1 Bitcoin, you're right. I just looked at the price. It's $67,000, $67,500. And I'm thinking, well, they're offering a reward of $50,000 and you're not risking going to jail. Why? It made no sense to me.
Let me give you a hypothesis on that. So there have been situations recently, actually, where a reward was offered by federal authorities, but when the person was captured, there was some controversy over whether the people who helped capture that person should get the reward or not. And there were a lot of people who were upset about that because they didn't get the reward. So it may be that this person knows that it's not a sure thing, and doing it this way is a bird in the hand.
You know, I would think everybody wants to be all hands on deck. You'd like to believe the best in people, right? If you can help, if you have information, you don't want to charge for it. You want to go all in and help the family out, help your fellow American out. It doesn't make any sense. Okay.
I'm more cynical than you.
Go ahead. I want to continue.
I'm more cynical.
Well, you were cynical last night when I said to you, I know you used to be a lawyer, and you said, I still am, in a private conversation we had, which made me laugh out loud. Let me ask you about the FBI, what they're looking for based on the video and also the note today. And when you put that all together, because more than anybody that I know in this case, you've been in contact with law enforcement. What are they looking for today? And I want to remind people at home, too, that it was only yesterday that we got this breakthrough, this video. I know people want a conclusion. It's not Dateline. This is real life. It's hard to catch criminals. They're doing the best they can. It's all hands on deck. But what is the FBI looking for based on what you can put together?
Well, I can tell you, we have spoken with law enforcement about this, and they are clearly looking at the items this person was wearing. And three things in particular were told. A backpack, the backpack that he's wearing, the gloves, and the gun. So let me talk about two of these things. The backpack, we did some digging, and we found that the backpack looks like a Walmart Ozark Trail hiker backpack. And what you see is there are reflective pieces on the backpack that match this Walmart backpack. One of the television stations in Tucson, KOLD, said today that, late today, that indeed the law enforcement believes it is that Walmart backpack that the person was wearing. That's important because one of the things that law enforcement does, and frankly that we've done, is you call around to stores in the area and find out, is there anybody that bought one of these recently that they remember? Now the FBI can come in and they can have a subpoena and they could have them look at their records. And even if somebody pays cash, you can look at when they came in and then look at the surveillance video, which is how they've caught people before. They could do the same with Amazon to try and track it. Now, let me tell you about the gun, Sean, because I think this is really interesting. We had our people look at this very, very closely. This looks like the person has the gun in a polyester holster. Now, it's important because typically people who have a polyester holster carry a revolver in it. In this case, it was a semi-automatic handgun. And I don't know enough about guns, but people who do say it's unusual to put a semi-automatic in that kind of a holster. So we started calling gun ranges in the area to find out if anybody happened to see this, because people familiar with guns might have noticed, oh, that person has a weird gun in that holster, maybe. And so we weren't able to find anything, but I can tell you the FBI is doing exactly the same thing as is the sheriff's department.
I mean, that's some smart thinking. That's definitely some smart thinking. But yeah, somebody just said in the chat, I mean, this guy could have been buying things from Goodwill, so that is not as traceable. This could just be things that he had for years that he's just using. You see what I'm saying? Like he just randomly has like, okay, I have this old jacket. I got this book bag that I barely ever use. And, this holster, I need something to put this pistol in it, this revolver in it. So let me just put it there. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Something about it seems it's interesting. But then again, it may not be as simple as how they're dressing it up to be,
Well, it's interesting. I picked up on that as well. I've had a pistol carry permit my entire adult life. I've had it in 6 different states. I have one in the free state of Florida. The placement of that weapon caught my attention. I don't know anybody that has ever put a weapon in front like that, unless it might be in a kind of fanny pack, but that, of course, would be sealed and covered and you wouldn't see it. But your friend's observation is dead on accurate also. So that caught my attention. What can you tell us? There's been a search in the Foothill area in and around the Guthrie home. You getting any details on that?
One of the things I'm told they have been really trying to get is some video of the vehicle that this person used to arrive there and then leave. And I am told that as of this afternoon, they have come up goose eggs. They just haven't found anything where they have that vehicle. There were reports about a suspicious vehicle at a market nearby, but law enforcement tells me that they're still looking because the vehicle could be just critical here, but they have not been able to locate a vehicle that aligns with this person.
All right, there is hope. Fox News Digital is reporting they have 2 gloves, not just the one.
There it is.
I don't know how many people are wearing gloves in Tucson. I don't know. There's been a cold snap in the country. Maybe it was cold there for a while. But certainly that could be a break in the case. That could lead to fingerprints. That could lead to DNA. We could always hope on that part of it. We really appreciate your time, Harvey. Great work as always. And your cooperation with
Can I just say one thing before I leave?
Yeah.
You know, if these gloves are the real deal, it's going to be a huge thing if they find DNA.
Absolutely.
It's just weird to me that somebody who took enough care to completely cover themselves to presumably try and cover their tracks. It's one thing if you drop one glove, a la O.J. Simpson, but if you drop both of them after you're gone, there's just something weird about that.
Like I said, you know what I mean? We got her, dude. And just throwing it out the window. There's a level of stupidity I've never seen before. Okay? Of the likes I've never seen before. Like, it's just so dumb. Do you understand? It's dumb. So, why would somebody do that? You know what I'm saying? It's dumb. So please explain. You kind of carefully, it's not really carefully, but you know, you go up, you do your thing, you leave basically leaving not one mark, not one clue, except for what was captured on the ring cam. And that is it, right? And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you just throw it out the window. We did it. We about to get money, bro. We're about to get paid. It just seems so dumb. And again, like I said, 11 days later. Just weird. You know, like O.J. Simpson, you know, when that whole thing went down, right? He ran out, and in the scurry, he left behind a glove. You see what I'm saying? But this is after the fact. After the fact. It's just a level. It's just a level of dumb.
The only thing, and I'll get into this a little bit more with Nancy Grace, and we spoke earlier today, and I just want to remind people, it was only yesterday that we got this big break in the case. After 10 long, hard days, they got the break. And I've got to believe that that reverse AI lighting video that they put out, where you can really get a good glimpse into the eyes and the features of this individual, I think ultimately that breaks the case. That's my hope. That's my prayer. I hope it happens sooner than later. And obviously that Nancy Guthrie is home safe and sound.
Hold on. What features are being seen in this that are going, yep, oh, that be John. That be my brother John. Like, what are we seeing in this footage that literally will make Mama Smith drop her spoonful of oatmeal mid-bite and go, oh my gosh, that's my son John John. Don't worry, I'll wait. What features? I'm not talking about the mask. I'm not talking about the jacket. I'm talking about his face, the whole face. Where are we looking at this and going, oh, yep, that's it. That's baby Ty. Oh, that's my son Tyler Robinson. I tell you what. See, the Tyler Robinson thing, his whole face was in that mug. He wasn't wearing a face mask. Nothing. Okay? Nothing. So explain to me how this whole thing is like this. You could like this, right? Like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, ooh. That's baby John. Oh my word. You know? Sure, gait, posture, fine. But there's a lot of people that have that gait. There's a lot of people that have that posture. I'm just saying. Listen, they pulled over a dude named Carlos because they did some face recognition, I don't know, software AI thing. And they said, oh, yeah. That's him, guys. Go get him. It wasn't him at all. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Someone explain it. Messi, just say your theory. You can't just type that and then and not expect us to be like, just do it. Say it. Just say it. Just say it out loud, girl. There's no dumb answers. There's no wrong answers either. You know, if you're like, oh, that damn Sasquatch, I'll be like, that was a dumb theory. But I know you ain't going to do that. Okay. You ain't going to go, ancient aliens took her. They just beamed her up, Scotty. If you did that, I'd be like, yep, that's dumb. But everything else is pretty much fair game. You feel me? So again, eyes, sure. But like I said, you look at the eyes and that could be anyone's eyes. Yes, there's allegedly a tattoo on that actual wrist, on his right arm. But what is the tattoo of, though? A lot of people have tattoos on their arm. And it doesn't mean, oh, it's the bandmate, right? It's the bandmate. How do we know? Plenty of people with sleeves, tattoo sleeves. Plenty. So again, questions. Hold on. We got a little bit more. Hold on, guys. And hold on. We hold on. I think she. Okay. Hold on.
All right, here now with more.
No, here we go.
Fox News alert, we have a glove. Investigators have just recovered a black glove from about 1.5 miles away from Nancy Guthrie's home. The New York Post caught agents pulling it out of some thicket right off the main road by Nancy's. Investigators are running tests to determine if it's tied to the crime scene. Those results could come within hours. The suspect caught on camera had a very similar black glove. There's got to be DNA on it. If this is it, the forensic could break the case wide open because whoever the kidnapper was has vanished.
There are multiple exits here. Some of them are covered by those dome traffic lights that basically keep an eye on traffic, determine whether or not the signals are working on time, and keep in line the traffic patterns. Some of them didn't. So is it possible if the suspect left via vehicle, he would not have been picked up by potentially a license plate reader or one of these cameras? The answer is yes.
Worst case scenario, we're talking about getting away with murder. A pitch dark desert is a killer's best friend. But Savannah Guthrie still believes her mother's alive. Remaining hopeful too, the FBI, leaving no stone unturned. conducting extensive searches along Tucson roads. And 2 men were seen leaving the home of Annie Guthrie and her husband Tommaso with a bag in their hand. We don't know if they're removing evidence or these are security agents taking personal items back to the family. The family got out of Dodge because the neighborhood's crawling with reporters and police. One of the individuals had gloves on and was sifting through Annie's mailbox. The daughter's neighborhood has been a major focus. Reports suggest that investigators were looking for something that was either hidden or discarded. Also of interest, doorbell camera footage. What did the neighbors' cameras see that night? Could the kidnapper be a neighbor? Can't rule anything out. Ever since Cash released video of the suspect, law enforcement has received over 4,000 tips. The director says they're closing in.
We have made substantial progress in these last 36, 48 hours thanks to the technical capabilities of the FBI and our partnerships. And I do believe we are looking at people who, as we say, are persons of interest.
There are multiple
people of interest.
People of interest in this case, and they're definitely local.
Law enforcement has told me they are operating under the theory that this person lives in the Tucson television area, and that's why they've had so much contact with the local television stations there.
After the SWAT and bomb squads went out last night, we thought we had them, but it was a false alarm. They picked up a delivery guy named Carlos after the FBI used cell phone and traffic data to track him down. That's according to ABC. And then his mother-in-law answered the door.
They came out telling us that they had somebody gave a tip that the lady was in my house. I don't know her name. ¿Cómo se llama? Nancy Guthrie. That we don't know. We don't know her. I don't know who she is. I don't know anything about her. I have nothing to hide. There's nobody in my house, and I don't know what's going on.
The feds interviewed Carlos, cleared him, but took his phone. Later on, he talked to Fox.
Do you think you might have delivered a package to Nancy Guthrie's house?
I don't know. Might have been a possibility. I don't know.
Did they indicate that you might have been on her property? You're not sure?
Nah, they just came up. They until right now, all I know is that they show my in-law a picture of somebody wearing a mask or something, and they supposedly look like my eyes.
The FBI must have subpoenaed Amazon for drivers who delivered to Nancy's house and are running.
Sorry, but that's insane. Oh, look like your eyes. So, yeah, we're going to pull you over. I mean, man, crazy.
Down the drivers that fit the description of the guy in the ski mask. Investigators have to chase down every lead. They can't dismiss a tip, even if it sounds ludicrous. And things have gotten weird. Listen.
We got kind of a bizarre letter, an email from somebody who says they know who the kidnapper is and that they have tried reaching Savannah's sister, Annie, and Savannah's brother to no avail. And they said they want 1 Bitcoin sent to a Bitcoin address that we have confirmed is active. It's a real Bitcoin address. As they put it, time is more than relevant. Whoever sent this, and they actually give a name and an email address.
You got to take it seriously. It could be legit. But if this guy really had the goods, he could have just gone straight to the FBI and collected the $50,000 reward. 1 Bitcoin's trading at 66,000. It's not much of a difference. Harvey's been acting as a conduit, so you got to put it on air. But opportunists and copycats are coming out of the woodwork. We had that one phony just indicted for writing a fake ransom note. But this does beg the question, were any of the ransom notes real? Harvey says something's off.
The thought that went into this letter doesn't match the thought of somebody coming up fully disguised, knowing that they don't want to be seen, and not even thinking, gee, people have these cameras on their door. You know, you don't have to even have cased her door or property to just make an assumption that she may well have a camera like that.
The guy caught on the doorbell cam doesn't seem sophisticated. He grabbed sagebrush to cover the lens and carried his handgun like an amateur. Maybe he was just the muscle and was working for somebody else. We do know his backpack was packed to the brim. Do you show up to a burglary with a full bag? Usually not. This guy could have been a solo act, or he could have been cleanup. Tarps and restraints could have been in that bag.
The equipment that he's carrying, the backpack, I think the backpack's carrying duffel bags. It looks like something soft in there and consistent, not lumpy. So, it could be that they're duffel bags or bags that would be taken into the house to carry things away.
Another image released by the FBI shows the suspect in the doorway without the backpack and without the gun. Where'd they go? This is obviously taken from another point in time. Could the FBI have more video that it's holding back? Because we were told there were multiple cameras around the house. Do they have the side door cam? And what about the garage door? Are they still recovering footage from the cloud or waiting to use it to tickle the wire? It'd be interesting to see footage of Tommaso dropping his mother-in-law off. It was 9:48 when systems flagged the garage door opening. We're a week and a half into this, and the Guthrie family is adding resources. They've reportedly hired a private investigator. And at this point, anybody can help. And we hope and pray they do.
I agree with Jesse Waters. I think that this has been a cluster F of a case. It has been a roller coaster ride. 1 minute we're here, the next minute we're here. Now we're back at ground zero. Now we have gloves that were found on the side of the road that could be something or could be nothing at all. It's just been an absolute mess. And the thing is unfortunately, sometimes things have to get messy before they can get right. But here's one thing's for sure. It hasn't gotten us closer to finding Nancy. I hate to be the negative person in the room, and I'm hopeful. I really am hopeful that they will find her. But for right now, what the F is going on? This is messy. I've never seen a case like this messy. I've seen it messy when it comes to like the court of public opinion, in the true crime realm. People starting to cannibalize each other, going off on each other, trying to get at each other, blah, blah, blah. We've seen that in other cases a million times before, but it's usually about like content creators going after content creators because they all have a differing opinion of what happened to that particular case. And everybody wants to be the one that solves the case and all that stuff, right? We've seen that, but I've never seen a case be this messy on the world stage, done by law enforcement themselves. I've never seen it like this. Never. This is absolutely insane. Yeah, David as well, but David's not as messy because they already had her. They found her. Yes, there was a little bit of messiness, but this has been messy. Like, you got ransom letters or ransom notes that could be real, may not be real. You got people coming in saying, "Oh, send me money, and I'll rat them out if you give me money." Like, there's just all this crazy stuff that's just been happening, and it doesn't seem like there's any sense of direction or control over the chaos. And that's a very big problem to me. That is a massive problem to me. Like, I get it. In the rumor mill, in the internet streets, people go ham with their theories. Sometimes they'll throw people under the bus for the sake of throwing people under the bus and all that. But a lot of times that stuff gets either confirmed or debunked by law enforcement pretty damn quickly. But right now, they're not telling us anything. And then we're seeing them fumble the ball countless times, back to back. And refusing any request for help from the public. That is an absolute huge problem for me too. It just doesn't make sense. Mind you, there was a video that we were just watching. I think it was News of Nation, maybe. Excuse me. Or Brian, or maybe
Here
Sean.
now with more TMZ.
Sean, or maybe it was Sean Hannity. But there was a clip. There it is. I'm just going to pause it right here. I want you guys to see this. Now, it's not Harvey. Look over to the right of the screen. You see FBI, you see law enforcement going out there looking everywhere they can, right? Doing their due diligence, trying to find any clues or even maybe find Nancy. And then you see news, which is pretty crazy. That you have news just following them, filming it all. Now, don't get me wrong. That's their assignment. That's their job. But now it's turned into a reality show, right? But one thing is for sure. Have you noticed that there aren't any general public or anybody in the neighborhood out there rolling up their sleeves trying to help find people, trying to find Nancy? Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that we haven't seen any of that? This is all law enforcement. They're saying, F the public, we don't need you. F the media, we don't need you either. When in actuality, I truly think they need the public more than ever right now because they are painting themselves into a corner and they have nothing to lean on to use as an excuse on why they are dropping the ball. I hate to, like I said, I hate to, do the backseat driving, the Monday night sofa quarterback, whatever the hell it's called. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. I get it. I'm not law enforcement. I'm not FBI. I'm a regular guy on a microphone. Okay. In a purple ass room. But one thing is for sure. The many, 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 many true crime cases that we have covered on this show, especially ones that are unfolding in real time, right in our faces, we have seen countless times when they've turned to the public and said, we need your help. Please come on in. We're going to do some search parties in this particular area. We could use more people. They're not doing that over here. They're not doing that at all. You don't find that to be a little strange? Now, I'm not saying that because, something sinister is going on. No. But I just feel like it's all like, we're going to figure this out ourselves. Well, you haven't. It's 11 days. We're entering the 12th day here soon. Okay? We're ending the 11th day. So we're going into 12 days now. And they have come up with nothing except latex gloves that may not even be the culprits. I hope it is. And if it is, that's a huge deal. But come on, guys. At some point, they're going to have to turn to the public and go, okay, we need your help. Armchair quarterback. Yes, that's what it is. Armchair quarterback, right? I'm not telling them how they should do things, but at the same time, at some point, they have to kind of turn to the public and say, you know what? Here's the make of the car that we're looking at, and we need help trying to find Nancy. We're going to do some search parties. Who's with us? You see what I'm saying? But they're not doing that at all. And they're not telling us anything. It's pretty bad. When is the next time they're going to be doing a press conference? Pray tell. That's what I'd like to know as well, right? Let me get some of these super chats. The Barbie, thank you so much for the love. From early on, so many mistakes from police. Yep. Precisely. Too many problems, too many mistakes in real time in front of the whole world. Okay? Rook, what up? Thank you so much for being a member for over 29 months. Damn, that's a long time. Thank you so much, baby. Hi, Pascal and family. It's been such a pleasure being a member for so long. Praying for the Guthrie family. Hey, man, Thank you so much for the support for so long. And yes, praying for the family as well. Maureen, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. Thank you so much for the support. And just like Maureen, please consider becoming a member. Hit that join button down below. If you want to support the music, the music endeavor of the show, please go check out patreon.com/The Pascal Show. All right. And check out Pascal Musical Fam. That membership is right over there. Support if you can. That'd be greatly appreciated. Moving on. General Genobi, thank you so much. Because the voices are the best here. That's my man. Exactly. My voice is kind of gone right now. So, but yes. Thank you, Genobi. I appreciate you. With James. What's up? Plunder has police audio from Carlos being detained last night. Oh, I might have to look that up a little bit later for sure. Renee, thank you so much for love. How could they get away? Aren't all exits covered? Yeah, but you heard one of the guys, I don't know who he is, or what his line of expertise is, but he said there's a possibility that maybe they just turned off the lights and drove without being able to get detected by certain things. That's possible, but at some point, they still have to drive out to these traffic intersections and still be caught on film. So I don't know. This is strange. Yes, this is absolutely an ish show. Hi from Australia. Oh no. Thank you so much for watching all the way from Australia. I appreciate you. We got some international love, baby. And I love that. Nikki, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate you all the way from Australia as well. You make me laugh so much. Keep up the good work. Love your show. Bring Nancy home. Yes. Bring Nancy home. What the heck is going on? It's been soon going to be 12 days. 12 days, guys. Put that in your pipe and smoke on that for a second. Mrs. Pataki, thank you so much for the love, Pascal. On your show on the February 4th, breaking new police search back at Nancy Guthrie home. Again, at 50-50, there was a peeping Tom. He has a beard. Take a look. Man, okay. Breaking new police search back at let me see what you're talking about. Let me see what you are talking about. Peeping Tom. I don't know why I don't remember that. There's so much that's gone on. So let me see what you're talking about. It was a live show, Mrs. Pataki. It was a live show, right? Let's see. Let's see here. Let us see here. We're taking a trip down memory lane. 50-50, right? 50-50. Let's go to 53. Peeping Tom, huh? It's dumb. It's dumb. Sounds like me. Must be me. Hold on. Let's jump ahead. Boom. 5:45 or 50:45. Whoops. This is happening in front of media. You realize how bad that is? Now the local PD is now looking like they're looking dumb. Okay? Look at this. That's just, oh, dear Lord. Dear Lord. Dear Lord. It's just dumb. I'm sorry. No disrespect to local PD, okay? But this is not a good look. This is very much not a good look, y'all. I don't see. This is 50-50. If I have the super chat correct, In fact, I'm trying to go back to the super chat here before it completely disappears. Okay, this is the show. 50-50. I don't see the peeping Tom situation. I mean, unless I'm missing something here. I don't see a peeping Tom. So I don't see it. Okay. You maybe watching another show. I don't know. I don't know what this peeping Tom situation is. I don't know. I don't have I don't have it. I don't have it. And I feel like I would have remembered something like that. So anyway, so there it is. Okay. It's somewhere. You saw it. I don't remember seeing it. Promise you. Not 50-50. So I'm peeping Tom. You feel me?
The other daughter of Nancy Guthrie. She is
Okay. Let's just move on. Yeah, I don't see it. And unfortunately, I'll take another look a little bit later. But Allie, thank you so much for the point, for the love. At this point, people are going to start moving on due to law enforcement's complete ineptitude. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's what's going to happen. Like, I feel like we're at the beginning of the start of it going cold, of it turning into a cold case, and that's not what the family wants. The family wants as much pressure and as much interest in this situation, okay, to keep the case alive, right? But it's been going on too freaking long. So again, 2 weeks with nothing is just too long. I agree, 100%. It is just too freaking long. And the thing is that of course, not every case is solved that quickly. Some cases take months, some cases take years. But at the same time, for the general public to keep interest and keep the care, right? This might die out soon unless something big happens. Kind of like when they said a man was detained and they were raiding his home. You see what I'm saying? That's kind of a big deal. That makes people really look because there's movement. But if they're just going, oh, we found a rock in a place filled with rocks, like no one's going to care. Yeah, exactly. The Celeste Rivas case, right? It was hot for a minute there, guys. Everybody and their mama gave a damn. And then it just kind of went dead. Why? Because police were pushing back and saying that the medical examiner's lying and blah, blah, blah. Then also at the same time, it's not like we've heard anything about anyone getting arrested aside from Neo, but I'm talking about David getting arrested or anybody else. There's been no big pieces of information. You see what I'm saying? Big movements. We want to see big movements, and there hasn't been any big movements with this. You know, we could sit here and obsess and hover over all day long on a house, on two houses, but if there's nothing, if there's no developments, people will start to veer off. They'll be still hoping and praying for her to be found, but they're going to look elsewhere. You see what I'm saying? We don't want that, but at the same time, it's just kind of how the world works, unfortunately. It's really messed up, but that's just is how the world works. Look at the other cases that we've seen, you know, just kind of fizzle away. And they haven't even been figured out, right? So again, we will see. Huh. Yeah, this is. Huh. Let's see. Let us see. Are you guys talking about this? This guy? This is not from my show. Just so you know, this is from a completely different show. Are y'all talking about this mother lover? The Barbie? Peeping Tom is in the hour 29 minute on that vid. Oh, okay. Hour 29. I don't remember seeing this guy. So is this the guy you guys are talking about? Is this the guy you guys are talking about? No? Okay. Hour 29. Oh, that guy. Thank you. Okay. I was like, what are you talking about? Yes, this guy. This dude. Yes, now I remember. I'm sorry. This guy. This guy right here. Right here. The individual appeared to pose as a delivery driver and was captured on surveillance video. Take a look at this. This is weird. So he's a peeping Tom, it sounds like. Or, there it is. I said, I don't remember saying that. But I'm glad you guys called it out. So this may be that, maybe it is that guy. I don't know. That could very well be that guy. He's trying to see what's inside the house in these apartment buildings, these apartment rooms, so that he can actually like maybe steal the stuff from the house, from the apartments. Excuse me. I mean, it's definitely not the same coat. I wouldn't say it's the same body type. He looks a little bit thicker, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, that could be the guy, may not be the guy, right? I don't know. One thing's for sure, though. I am quite curious. Apparently, that guy did not get arrested. There was just reports of that guy. So, yeah. Interesting. Hold on. Let me grab these here real quick. Carolina, thank you so much. Welcome to the family. And the Barbie, yes. I went and checked it out. Thank you. Because it wasn't at 50-50. So I was like, 50-50? No, it's not there. I don't know what you're talking about. But now I get it. Now I see it. I just totally forgot about that. I forgot that we saw that video. I apologize. We go through like, some of these shows are, 3, 4, sometimes 6 hours long. Not tonight. Tonight, we're wrapping up the show very, very shortly. But again, we're going to see what happens, though. We don't know if there's a connection, right? We don't know. Now, just a quick, somebody asked for a recap. Mrs. Pataki, you're welcome. Okay, you're welcome. But here's the thing. All right, just so you guys know, they found gloves a mile and a half away from the house. And they found one glove a mile and a half away from the house, and then another glove down the road as well, in the same area as Nancy's residence. Now, if this assailant is dumb, then this is a very, very big deal, right? They can swab that for DNA and maybe connect this particular person or this glove to the person who actually took Nancy, right? So we'll see what happens with that. But I feel like it could have been planted there, that it was staged just to throw people off. It's been there for 11 days, guys, and it was just found today on the 11th day. You don't think that somebody out here is just being mean and could just discard something at random because they can, because it will cause a ruckus? It's something to think about. But nonetheless, okay, we'll see what happens. Now, when I will be looking at more stuff tomorrow morning for sure. But your man is tired. It has been a long day, and so we are going to get this show ending. Okay, but tomorrow I will see you guys in the morning. We will knock out more stuff. Okay, your man just needs some sleep. So that's exactly what I'm about to do. So do me a favor. Let me end this poll real quick. Out of 2,086 votes, 61% of you guys think and believe that these gloves were planted. Very interesting. Very interesting. Interesting, guys. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we're wrong with that theory, right? Please do me a favor before you head out. Hit that like button down below. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on these other platforms. Hit that follow button over there. Crush the subscribe button here on my YouTube channel. Go to my second channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Hit that notification bell. Set it to all so you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload. All right? Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon, especially if you want to support the musical side of the show coming soon. Check out my Patreon. It's in the ticker down below right here. Go check it out, okay? And please go check out PascalMerch.com. We got some really great stuff. PascalMerch.com. Anyway, it is time to get going. Much love to you guys. We'll be talking here very, very soon. All right, have a safe night. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.